You're listening to The Startup with Monique Lore, only on LA Talk Radio.
How's it going, Los Angeles? This is The Startup with Monique Lore. I'm Monique Lore, back with a fresh new episode. I can't believe this is episode 204, 205, or 206. I have to double check. In fact, I'll check right now. It is episode 204. Guys, we started this thing 5 years ago. Thank you for the loyal listeners and viewers. Today, I have a special guest all the way from South Africa, from Johannesburg, South Africa, Anushka Tritter. How are you, Anushka?
I am doing so well, and you. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Oh, good to hear that you're well, and it's absolutely a pleasure. I know the time difference is crazy, so we're speaking to you from the future. So thank you so much for being up at this hour. So I want to start off by you introducing yourself and your brand. Sam's going to go full screen, so you won't see me, but you're going to speak to the audience, if you will. Let's do that.
Okay, 100%. How are you doing? Okay, so basically, you're going to have to repeat the question because I completely forgot what you just asked me. I'm so sorry.
No problem. No problem. You're doing great. You're just going to introduce yourself, tell everybody, where you're from and about your brand and what you're doing.
Okay, 100%. Okay, so I'm Anushka. I'm from South Africa. I stay in Johannesburg, Boksburg. I am published author with Words Matter Publishing, and I have 3 books in a series. I actually have 40 that I need to get through, and I do all the illustrations myself, and then I do illustrations for Words Matter Publishing as well for Tammy, and I do real estate. And we have a car business, so we're quite busy on the side. And then obviously I do a little bit of herbalism on the side as well. And I have 4 children and an incredible husband. So that's just me in a nutshell.
Wow, that is quite a nutshell, Anushka. It sounds like you have a full plate, but it sounds balanced, though. And I love that you have a beautiful husband that supports you. And I can tell from the energy you're exuding that it's good, and that's so important when you're an entrepreneur, to have a partner that has your back. And it sounds like the 4 kids are an example of that. So congratulations on all of the success and the books, and of course all your other entrepreneurial aspirations. Let's jump into the book. Let's talk about the title. And did I hear you right? Because I'm getting older. I might need it. Did I hear you say you have 40 more books to get through?
Yes. So basically, yes, 40. These series it's how the stories actually started is my youngest. She's my muse. She is incredibly witty, adventurous, and she has the imagination of wow. Like 10 children, basically, right? And how we got to start writing the books is I come from a first abusive marriage, basically, and I had 2 boys with him, and I obviously got divorced, and then I met my hero, my husband. And he did the physical side of repairing them, and I did the emotional side of repairing them. And that was story time. So we did a lot of story time and getting their imaginations to work, and, just trying to get them into a different world and helping them deal with their emotions and growing with them. And then obviously I had 2 more children with my husband, and we just kept on with story time. But she's such a wildfire that she has the best imagination. So book 1 is about the unicorn, going on unicorn safari, because in South Africa there's the Kruger Park. She made us drive that entire Kruger Park looking for the unicorn she swore she saw. So we spent an entire day looking for this unicorn that she never got. But so the whole story goes on, the appreciation, and the books are interactive. So I asked them questions so that the mom and dad or the caregiver, is interacting with the child, and there's questions in the book. So it gets the child's mind going, and there's things to answer, and there's little things to color in. So I didn't just want a normal, reading book. I wanted purpose. So every single story that I have, it's filled with her imagination. And we just came back from the Western Cape. We bought land in the Western Cape, and my husband built us a beautiful home. And there's a folklore there. There's a mermaid in the Maidenspoort mountains, basically. And this child would go in her absolute imagination when we went to this beautiful waterfall, and she'd be in her own little planet, and it was the most beautiful thing to see. So book number 3 is about that. And book number 2 is about when we came to America and we met Tammy, and we bought her boots in Gatlinburg. And it's been just so much fun. It's just, I can't believe that I have so many stories.
Well, I love it. I've met only one other author like yourself, and she's pumping them out. And it's funny because when you have that magic and that inspiration, that support, what a portal for magic to happen and for you to just create. And I love that you're integrating these things for a few reasons, showing, your daughter, your family, your sons, your husband, that you can put these things here for the kids to read later, and then sharing it and helping other kids. You're doing a couple things at once. And I really love that you're also teaching the world about where you live, and we can learn more about your beautiful country. And I love it. So thank you for leaning in and drawing from your real life and creating this safe, creative world. I can see a need for that. There's a need for repair everywhere, in every country. Everyone has their issues. Outside of social issues, we have trauma. We have personal family trauma. And you're an entrepreneur. So talk to me. Let's shift a little here. Talk to me about how you manage a husband, a home, 4 kids, a thriving writing, literary career, your car business, and all your other endeavors. How do you stay organized?
Time management and having the husband that I do, because we do this together. So he's not just a normal husband. He literally helps me with the children, or when I'm busy doing a book, like I think it was book number 2, Gatlinburg, the Camping Cowgirls. He literally sent me for 4 days in Dilstrom. It's like a town that doesn't even have a takeaway. I promise you, there's nothing there. And he just booked me into a little hotel, and he said, there we go, finish your book. You need to finish it. So just take the time. I've got the kids, and you just do what you do. And we do the same, because my older boys are professional boxers. So my husband's a coach. So when my husband's traveling or doing things that he used to do for boxing, then I would then pick up the slack this side. And then on the business side, we just work together. So each of us have a role, and I'll do what I need to do, and he'll do what he needs to do. So I think that's the most important part about being an entrepreneur, is knowing when business is business, when play is play. And we love to play hard as much as we work hard. And but most importantly, it's the time management. You have to know what to drop, what to look at, and stuff like that. Otherwise, you're going to just burn yourself out.
So well put together, right? Because it's true. And when you have a synergy that works, you can be at your best at what you do, and everybody knows their role. And then when you do it, it's a beautiful. You got to write a book about how single ladies can find a partner that can help with that, if you want, because I'm sure there's a marketplace or the traits to look for in a partner like that.
Exactly. And it's important. And women don't, what we always accept what we accept, but we don't realize what we need, and who gels with us, and who's an incredible partner. And you fall for certain things. All the warning signs are there, and you don't listen. And then after that, if you're wise enough, you don't ever go and make the same mistake again. And I refuse to do that. I refused. And there's so many women out there that just need that encouragement, because let me tell you, you can't force someone to leave. They need the courage to leave themselves, because then they stay away,
Beautiful, beautiful. Receive. We're having church on Sunday, even though it's Monday there. Yes, I receive it, and it's really good. And you had a lot of courage to do that. And it sounds like you're a master manifester and creating the world you want. Can you tell us a little bit about your manifestation tips? How did you change that narrative in your head, and how did it wind up in your hands?
It's just learning about courage because obviously I've suffered a lot of trauma even before I got married and stuff like that. So understanding that if I don't change the way that I think, then it's just going to keep repeating itself. So understanding that, first of all, I'm not the problem, they the problem, and that I can change things by focusing on what's positive. And that specific day, the day I met my husband, it was so funny. I was led to go and read a book. I was going into a place called CNA. So it's a bookstore basically. And right at the bottom on the top shelf, behind all the books, there was just this one little book that was sticking out, and it was called The Goldilocks Syndrome. I can't remember the author, but it was called The Goldilocks Syndrome. And I read that entire book in a day because I love reading. So I read that entire book in a day in the coffee shop just by myself. It was my very first weekend alone. And I just needed to blow off some steam. And I actually went to watch Shrek 2, right? I was the only person in the movie watching Shrek 2, and I just ended up crying. I was like, Lord, where's my Shrek? And I was in tears, and I was just, it's my time. And that was when the penny dropped. It was like, yes, actually, we can make a difference if you just sit and think about what it is you really want. Do you understand? And it's convincing yourself every single day, because as a trauma or an abuse survivor, you beat yourself up every single day, and it's not roses. I'm still battling with a lot of the issues, and my husband's just been, he's been incredible. He'll make me some fruit tea. He'll get me some strawberries and everything, and or he'll rub my feet, or he'll do something just to make me feel loved, or he'll just love me. He'll just hold me every single day and tell me today is going to be a better day. Today is this. So for the first time in 40 whatever years, giving away my age, but I'm actually only just starting to work on it now, to be very honest with you. And it's so much better. I feel like a different person. It's better to just deal with it.
I love the self-talk, because they say divorce your story that you're running in your head and marry your truth. So divorce your story, marry your truth. Yes. And we have that storyline running in our head, whatever it is from past situations that we all go through. And way to pick yourself up and be an example, because it's you and you at that point. You're a mom, it's you and you. You're going against yourself sometimes. You don't really realize you're doing it. So I love that you were able to have that time, and create this life. So where can we buy the books, and where can we see you for signings if we're on that side of the globe? What is coming up next for you as well?
So basically, I am in Barnes and Noble. Yay. And on Amazon, you're more than welcome to go to Amazon, and then Words Matter Publishing. They've also got all my books there. So I'm still busy trying to get it into South Africa. So I just really need book number 3. But signings, I can fly anywhere in South Africa for a signing. If there's an opportunity, I am there like a bear. So and then at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm throwing around 2 ideas for 2 books, so that I can get another 2 books out. But again, like I said, healing has come first this time, for the first time in my life. And I realized you cannot pour from a broken cup into another cup. So you're going to do something valuable. So I'm going to be like the Japanese, and I'm going to put a little bit of gold in between all of that, so that I can enrich someone's life. You know what I'm saying? So the books, I want to be a little bit more special this time. Something that, teaches children something beautiful, but fun at the same time, because we all have that little inner child that really needs to be loved. Say
the name of the book series one more time.
Lily and Bunny, And then the book, Lily and Bunny book 1 is going on unicorn safari, and Lily and Bunny cowgirl camping, and Lily and Bunny's mermaid adventures.
Anushka, come back. You and I are going to talk offline about South Africa in December. What will you start up today? Anushka from South Africa, get her book for Christmas, everybody, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, or whatever. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
You're listening to The Startup with Monique Lore, only on LA Talk Radio.